If you've been watching a lot of content on Claude in the past few weeks, Cowork, computer use, connectors, scheduled tasks, you've seen how to set it all up. Yeah, but no one is actually showing you the feature that ties everything together. It's called Claude Skills. And once you've built them, you stop using AI like a chatbot. You start using it like a system that actually runs your business. I'm going to build one live right now on screen. Hi, I'm Abby. I'm your AI automation specialist that helps your business generate revenue while improving your efficiency. Let's go. Here is the problem with every Claude setup guide you've seen. So they show you how to use charts, how to use projects, how to connect your tools, which is great. But each time you start a new conversation, you're still explaining what you need from scratch. You're still copy pasting prompts and you're still babysitting every step. This is how most people's Claude looks, a blank page every single time. Now, let me show you what mine. I have skills. Each one is a folder. Each one knows exactly what to do for a specific task, and AI picks the right one automatically based on what I see. So if you look at it here, you can see different types of skills that are there. Now, let me open one. Every skill has two things. The first is this file that you can see. That is the skill.md. That's the markdown file where all the instructions that has to do with that skill is saved. Now, let me open it for you so you would see it. So you can see it, it's written in plain English. So it tells AI what the goal is, what the description is, what this particular skill does. And it tells it what scripts to run. That's what you can see here. And then in what order. It tells it all that. So look at this. It says when the user, so what this is saying is when the user asks to find leads, scrape Google Maps for B2B leads and then enrich the website and then extract the contact details. And he told it when to use it as well. It said whenever the user asks you to find local businesses, that's when you should use it. If it says you should scrape Google Maps, if it says you should generate contractor lists or build a local service business database. And then it mentioned the tools that it is allowed to use. You can see exactly everything that it has. So this is like a recipe, and AI follows this recipe every time. Second is the script folder. These are the automation scripts. So all the scraping, email verification, Google Sheets upload, all that is automated, and all this was built with AI. So if you click on the scripts, you see all the things that are there. Extract website. So this is a Python script, the Gmaps lead pipeline, all this, the tools that are used to respond to that request to carry out the task. Now, here is where it gets interesting. I don't tell AI what skill to use. No, I don't tell it that. I only give it an instruction and say, I want this. It goes to check the skill that it needs to carry out that task. That is all. So imagine if I typed, find me marketing agencies in Edinburgh. So you start seeing it reading. I'm always dazzled by all the expressions it uses. So I can make it ask me every time it needs to, but in this case, let's just bypass permission so that we can move quickly. And you can see it's searching, it's scraping Google Maps. Exactly what was said in that instruction is what it is following. So it has scanned all the skills to see which one is relevant to the task. When it finds the one that matches, it reads the instruction and then it starts running the scripts. Now, Claude Code has completed its task. We can see 10 marketing agencies in Edinburgh, and it says it has uploaded it to our Google Sheet. It even listed the names of the agencies, their rating, and then the reviews, and it included the business name, the category, the address, the phone number. Everything is what it did. Now, it mentioned that this one timed out and that it can retry it separately. So that's how detailed the system is. That's the difference between using AI as a chatbot and using it as a system. Now I'm going to tell Claude to create a skill from scratch for us. So you see how it's done. You don't need to untype it yourself. You can also use your existing documents, your SOPs, your process flows. You can actually feed that into Claude and tell it to build a skill out of it. So the first thing is that we're going to create a folder where that skill is going to live. Every skill here lives in a folder like you saw it earlier. So that's what we're going to do first. The first thing to do is to create a folder for the skill we want. In this case, I'm building a skill that summarizes YouTube videos. And that's exactly what I created here. So this is an empty folder. So the next thing is to go to Claude Code and tell Claude Code to create that skill for us. Like I mentioned earlier, what we have in a skill is the markdown file that contains the instructions. And then we now have the scripts carry out the task. So those are the two things I'm going to tell Claude Code to create right now. This is the skill.md file structure. And we have the name, the description, which is what AI reads to decide whether to activate the skill. Then we have the goal, which is the outcome. And then the script, which is also written by AI for you. So once they are built, they can be used repeatedly. Yeah, so they are like the tools that the skill actually use to carry out the task. Then we have the process. The process is the recipe, the step-by-step process the AI will follow to carry out the task. That's what this is. Then the edge cases are the issues. Maybe something breaks. So what happens is that the AI would now add new edge cases so as to improve itself when it's carrying out the task the next time. So that's basically that about skill.md file. Yeah, I'll leave a copy for you in the description box so that you can use it whenever you want to. I'm going to tell Claude to create the YouTube summarizer skill now. So I'm just going to type something like create a skill that summarizes YouTube videos. It should fetch the transcripts and give me key takeaways. So let's see it do this. What I really like about this is the fact it explains the process it takes to do the task that you're giving it. It's asking for permission. So it's creating the scripts. We can see it has created the skill.md file. So it has the description, it has when to use, it has the flow, which is the process, and you can see everything here. It's creating the Python scripts. So it also does quality assurance for itself. So end-to-end development cycle is what it does. Now, these are the issues it found when it did its QA review, and it's going to resolve the issues itself. It retested and it has created the files. As we can see, if we click here, we will see the files, and this is the Python script as well, which it created. How to use it is to paste a YouTube URL and then it will summarize it. Let's test now and see how it gets on. So now I'm going to paste this Alex Moses video, the one he did with Simon Squibb at a point, and then tell it to summarize it. So this is the moment of truth. So that's the Alex Homozy YouTube video I shared. Actually summarized the YouTube URL I gave to it. You can see the key takeaways. You can see the summary, all from one sentence. Summarize this URL. It did not ask me for the skill to use. It found the skill itself, and then it read the instruction and then ran with it. So now I can run the exact same thing tomorrow, next week, next month. The skill is permanent. That's how good Claude Skill is. So there was an error while it was carrying out the task, and then when it was also creating the skill, and then it's actually read the error, it fixed it, and then updated the skill file with the edge case. So anytime you get to use it again, if that error shows up, it knows what to do. So it's self-annealing, self-healing. So the system gets smarter every time it fails. So while everyone is talking about Cowork, computer use, connectors, schedule tasks, they are very powerful. But we must remember that skills are the foundation. Connectors give AI access to your tools. Schedule tasks give AI a clock. And then computer use gives AI your screen. But skills gives AI the knowledge of what to actually do with all of this. So without skills, AI just has access. But with skills, AI has expertise. And that's what we need to operate our business end to end. I made a starter template, the exact skill.md file and folder structure so that you can build your first skill yourself. So I'm going to drop that in the comment section. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.